Good morning, everybody, and thank you once again for joining me on this Sunday morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of wrestling with should I keep doing it? Because am I wasting my time? Uh, and then I kind of I kind of thought back because I wasn't the information that I'm sharing. I wasn't taught that, and I realized that somebody been taught something all their life. It's kind of hard to try to change that person's mind because they always seen one way how life was. Um, we had a man come in yesterday that was 73 years old, and listening to his story and what he had to say, it kind of gave me that extra boost because I know the outcome of people life in the future if they continuously living life and doing what they're doing and not investing in their future. So first, what I want to do, let's hear what he had to say, and then we'll come back and talk some more. So I got a question to ask you. Do you live in a house?
Yeah.
Do you own your house?
Yes.
Okay, so if the economy goes up or goes down, father, this housing thing, are you affected?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't bother you whatever the economy direction the economy goes in, your house is paid for.
Yep.
And how long has your house been paid for?
I don't know. 20 years.
Huh?
20 years.
20 years. So you actually, right now you're 70.
3.
And so 73, you paid for your house when you were 53 years old. It was paid
I
off.
guess so, yeah. I guess so, right around there.
Okay. So what do you think about people that's out there renting now?
On a hard road to travel, you better have a good job to pay for it. So,
Yeah. And who you saying your son worked for?
RLS or somebody. They, if you own a bunch of apartments and you wanted all the maintenance done, you don't want to mess with it. They take care of people moving in and they put carpet down, do the plumbing. That's what they do.
I got you.
And they do houses and apartments and stuff like that.
So what is his take on how the rent go up and stuff like that?
He says it's terrible.
What?
He don't get any into it.
So that's the good part about actually, because sometimes people don't look at their future. All they want to do a lot of time is spend money, buy expensive cars, but you can't live in a car. And they not thinking about, you see a person, they may have a brand new Mercedes, Jaguar, BMW, but they're living in an apartment. And what you think going to happen to that person that's living in an apartment when they reach your age?
Be tough road to try because Social Security don't keep up with it.
And they're not able to work no more because we will get to that point.
That's one. You got it. You can't work, can't take care of yourself, and that stuff don't keep up. You're lucky if you can pay the Medicare increases every year. What the cost of living they give you, much less than anything else. It's terrible.
So would you say that the time that you made your mind up to buy a house, do you say right now, at your age and the way economy and the way the things was, do you say that was the best investment or the best choice that you made for your future?
Oh yeah, definitely, no question about it.
Okay, thank you. After hearing this story, it kind of gave me that little extra boost to say that people do need to hear what you have to say. Even we got people out there that has not heard what I have to say. So I really understand that there is going to be people that don't listen and they just gonna float through life, and you got people that do listen. Because I was always taught to look the part. I never forget, it was exactly, I want to say 31 years ago. I lived out in Chesapeake in a duplex. And matter of fact, it was the only duplex in the neighborhood. Everybody else had houses, and I had two fine cars. I mean, they were very nice. They was eye catching, probably the best in the, not just on the block, but in the neighborhood. And if you came by, the cars would catch your attention. And I never forget, my mother pulled up to visit us and got out of the car, and she looked at the cars and she looked at me and she said, usually when you see people with cars like that in the driveway, they own the house. That was 31 years ago, and I never forgot that part right there. Now, it's two things that people say. One of the things that they say is, I can't afford a house. If you're living in an apartment, if you're renting somebody condo, if you're living in a house that you're renting, yes, you can, because the apartment or the house or the condo, whatever you're living in, is always going to be higher than what the house costs. It's just that what some people do is they sometimes you can't take the, listen, I'm not saying all realtors bad, but sometimes you can't take the word of a realtor, because what the realtor do is they're going to try to push you to the highest house possible that you can afford. The reason why that they're pushing you, because they get paid a commission, and the more that the higher house they get you to buy is the more money they're going to make in their pocket. So some realtors saying that I'm not even going to try to sell to a person that's down here, because that I'm not on that level of making that low of a money. So I tell you what, who's ever listening to this, I want you to go on Google search yourself and put in a house, put in houses for 300,000 or put in houses for 200,000, whatever the case you want to do, wherever you're at. And I guarantee you that plenty of houses within your price range is going to pop up. Now, when people tell me that, I don't even say anything to them, because I'm not in the debating, you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Listen, I already got my house, so I'm not going to debate on that part. The only thing that I'm trying to do is give you information that you can seek for yourself. And then this is the other thing that people say, well, you say that about people like very expensive cars instead of like in a house. And I see you yourselves, your wife has two Mercedes. Yeah, but one thing about it is we didn't put the buggy before we did not put the buggy before the horse. What we did was brought the house first and then the car. That's what I'm saying. Because some people, believe it or not, their car payment is just as much as a house payment. And you got to ask yourself, if you're working hard now to pay your bills and to make it, what's going to change in your situation? Because the only thing that's going to change is time, years. That's the only thing that's going to change. You know, you have to consider retirement, which I know most young folks don't do that. You have to consider that you're living off two incomes. What's going to happen? Like the man said, his wife is no longer here. And if he had not brought him a house, no telling what situation he would have been in. So what's going to happen if you don't take the actions of paying your house off? What's going to happen? The thing to get me is, just the bottom line, you got two kinds of people. You got people that make it happen, and you got lazy people. Now, you can have lazy people and people still work. So that's not the definition. You got people that won't even pick up a phone to change their situation. And you got people that won't put it into action of what I'm saying. Now, I understand some gonna listen, some not gonna listen. But for the ones that listen, trust me, it's gonna pay off in the long run. I had a gentleman this week tell me, say, Arthur, you don't understand. He said, I'm starting off from nothing. Well, this is what I replied. I started this race 13 years and some change behind everybody else. When people was out here working, then I entered this race late. When I bought a house, I was in my late 40s. And when I woke up, I realized that, hey, I'm gonna have to have somewhere when it's time for to retire, I can be able to retire. Or if something ever happened to me, my wife don't have to worry. My daughter don't have to worry. They can live life to the fullest and not have to worry about where am I gonna stay? Am I gonna be able to make it when he's gone? I woke up real soon. You know, one thing that I learned that you don't have to beat me across the head in order for, once you show me something that makes sense, and I believe in my mind that I'm able to do it, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into action. But like I said, I know that it's people that been brought up another way. They're gonna just say, hey, let the chips fall where they may. That's on you, not me. Right. My daughter, she doesn't say, when I finish college, I'm gonna rent me a house or get my own place. My daughter says, when I finish college and buy my house, or I may buy me a house out of town. The reason why she say that, because I drill this in her life, her entire life. So it's no excuse for her, because I constantly tell her, if not once a week, probably every 3 days, do not rent. You're only making somebody else rich. You're only, listen now, you're only benefiting their future, not your future. And I know that this is not an easy overnight process. It takes a little hard work, but in the long run, it'll pay off. So those of you all that's listening to me, don't give up. Trust me, it'll pay off in the long run. And I'm not doing this because I get paid. YouTube is not paying me. I get a joy out of people succeeding in life, because this is the way it was designed. You work, buy yourself a house, you pay your house off, and you live comfortable and not had to get out there and work when you're 70 years old. So I keep this in mind, and I keep this before you all. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you.